6 survivors of Raccoon City are already dead. 6 people who escaped the nightmare in 1998, only to die quietly in 2026. And no official report has ever mentioned it. The Raccoon City Syndrome, a dormant variant of the T virus that survived inside certain survivors from 1998. Undetectable for years, untreatable without Project Elpis. Leon Kennedy survived. He was treated with Project Elpis in 2026. But Leon was not the only one who was there that night. These are their files, and what they contain should concern everyone. Raccoon City, 1998. This is where it began. Leon Kennedy, DSO, federal agent. Raccoon City survivor. For 28 years, the T-virus grew inside him, undetected, dormant, waiting. In 2026, the marks appeared on his neck. Stage 3 of 4. He had months. Project Elpis, the only known cure, developed by Spencer before his death. Leon Kennedy was cured. His file is stamped, treatment complete. Sherry Birkin, infected as a child by the G virus. Her own father's creation. The G virus antibodies her body developed slowed the Raccoon City Syndrome dramatically. The black marks only reached her left hand. Both treated with Project Elpis. Both cured. But cured does not mean the danger has passed. And Leon and Sherry were not the only ones in Raccoon City that night. Chris Redfield, S.T.S.R.S. Alpha Team, Spencer Mansion, July 1998. 12 hours inside Spencer Mansion. Every surface contaminated, every breath a risk. He got out before the blast. Lower exposure than Raccoon City. That difference may have saved his life. In 2015, following the Death Island incident, Chris received Rebecca Chambers' T-virus vaccine. His current infection markers, negative. His risk level is classified as low, the lowest of all surviving subjects. But there is a note, handwritten, in the margin of his file. Spencer Mansion, incomplete declaration, see Annex 7. Whatever Chris Redfield experienced in that mansion, he never told anyone the complete story. Jill Valentine, S.T.S.R.S. Alpha Team. Her file has more layers than any other, and more questions. October 1998. She was infected directly by Nemesis, a T103 Tyrant variant. A dose of the T-virus that should have killed her. Carlos Oliveira administered an experimental antiviral. It purged the T-virus from her system. Her file was marked recovered. The T-virus was gone. It wasn't. Years later, Albert Wesker subjected Jill Valentine to the P30 neural control compound, a substance that rewired her nervous system at the cellular level. Wesker didn't cure people. Wesker modified them. The question that no specialist can answer: did the P30 compound interact with the latent T-virus epsilon variant? Did it accelerate it, suppress it, or did it create something entirely new? Her risk level box is empty. No verdict has been reached. It has been empty for 11 years. In 2026, Jill Valentine is the only surviving subject whose file cannot be closed. She knows it, and she lives with it. Everyone talks about Leon, about Chris, about Jill. Nobody talks about Claire Redfield. And that is exactly what should concern us. Claire Redfield. In Raccoon City the same night as Leon. No tactical gear. No biological containment training. She was 19 years old. She ran through those streets for hours, exposed to the same water, the same air, the same surfaces. Her 1998 report showed no direct infection, no bite marks, no confirmed contact. File classified as low priority. But environmental exposure does not require a bite wound. The virus was in the water she drank, the air she breathed. In 2015, like her brother, she received the Death Island vaccine, the same vaccine as Chris. But Claire's exposure was longer, less controlled, and the vaccine was designed for confirmed infections, not for potential long-term dormant exposure. Her monitoring status, routine. Last medical review, 18 months ago. Nobody is watching Claire Redfield. In the DSO classified files covering all Raccoon City survivors, there is one name that does not appear anywhere. Not in the infected list, not in the treated list, not in the deceased list. Ada Wong was in Raccoon City. Multiple sightings confirmed. And yet, no file exists. 3 hypotheses exist. 1. She received experimental antiviral treatment from an unknown organization before the Raccoon City incident. 2. Her genetic makeup carries a natural immunity to the T-virus that no medical database has ever documented. 3. She is one more infected person, and the infection has not yet manifested itself. 3 separate DSO analysts tried to compile Ada Wong's exposure file. All 3 found the same thing. Nothing. In 28 years, not a single government database has a record of Ada Wong being tested, treated, or even contacted. Carlos Oliveira, UBCS operative. The man who saved Jill Valentine with the Nemesis antiviral. His last confirmed location, somewhere in South America, year 2023. His current location, unknown. His vaccine status, unknown. Medical monitoring, inactive. He was never included in the ELPIS treatment protocol. His emergency contacts, all crossed out. His current address, unknown. Carlos Oliveira saved Jill Valentine, and nobody knows where he is. She saved him from Umbrella. He saved her from the T-virus. In 2026, neither of them is safe.
Leon Kennedy and Sherry were cured. Project Elpis worked, but its creator is dead, and its formula exists in a single classified copy. If the Raccoon City Syndrome mutates, if the T-virus evolves, there is no backup plan, no second cure. The next name on this list has not been written yet.